Welcome back to Dorm Room Rebuilds. Today we're working on a 2001 Jeep Wrangler TJ. So today we're going to be putting a lift kit on my baby Gwen right here. It's going to be a 2.5-inch lift kit. I'm doing this so that I can run 33s on this Jeep. I'm currently running 33s without a lift, and as you'd expect, there is some clearance issues. So we're going to be making the most out of a 2.5-inch lift. We're going to be doing some fender modifications, getting the most clearance that we can. And yeah, just going to be throwing on, it's a 2.5-inch puck lift, which is the cheapest you can get. So $60, going to raise this Jeep up. Let's get to it. To install this lift kit, first thing you got to do, raise the side that you're going to be lifting first into the air, take your tire off. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, it's a good idea to break your lug nuts free while they're on the ground. If you have an impact gun like this, you can do it while they're in the air, but I'm just going to start by breaking these all loose. You're going to want to take your jack stand and support this by the frame, because you're going to be dropping the axle, so you can't support it by anywhere up here. You want to support it by the frame. Now, it is important that you have your back wheels chalked and or the parking brake on, otherwise your car is going to try and roll forward. So we don't want that. So I got this thing supported, and now we got to take some of these links. This is our suspension right here, and this is what we're going to be using to lift the Jeep. This right here basically just relocates where this spring is resting from here to 2.5 inches down. So where this is going is up here where that spring mount is. So we're gonna have to take off this linkage right here, as well as the sway bar right here, because we're gonna be dropping this off right here. So we're gonna be removing these linkage pieces right here, making sure to keep track of all the hardware, and then drop everything down so that we can put this in. Make sense? Let's get to it. First bolt to remove right here is the track bar bolt. And you're probably going to face the same thing as me. Everything on your Jeep's going to be rusty. So I do recommend PB Blaster the night before you want to do this. And a lot of elbow grease. Oh, there we go. So I got the bolt out. The next, we're going to be removing our sway bar linkages. There we go. So, before I can lower this, I got to take the other sway bar link out, just this lower bolt right here. I have to remove both the shock lower mounts, which are, 2 bolts are holding those on. So those ones came off easy on the other side. So I'm going to remove those. Hopefully take this off easy peasy, and then we can lower this down and put on our spacers. Got those ones out. Now for the devil. Let's freaking go. Woo! Bada bing, bada boom. Spring number 1 out. Yes. That's a little crunchy. Okay. Got that finally. Turns out 15mm bolt right in there. So now you know. Now, next step, this is our spacer. Goes shoop, right like that, up in there. And then we reinstall everything. Now, I don't have a spring press. I'm not going to tell you what I did, but you can see it does indeed. Oh, it's caught there. But it does work in a pinch if you don't have a spring press. Don't do this. You can see, I'm going to do that off camera. Time to reinstall the track bar bolt, and for that you gotta use a ratchet strap, go around both sides and squeeze it together, otherwise your track bar will not go back into the hole. As you can see, I have a ratchet strap going from here to the end of this the track bar piston. Oh, this ratchet strap is giving up on me, but you just do this. Get that to get that to recompress, and your hole should line back up right here. And mine's almost there. It's like another ½ an inch. Just be careful. This is a lot of compression. So this ratchet strap might explode. Oh. Oh my gosh. As you can see, got that line back up. This ratchet strap has so much tension on it. Woo! But she's good. And then, just like that, our front lift kit installed. Oh yeah, look at that clearance. Yes, clean. I went ahead and took the fender flares off. I'm going to be running that on all of them. That just gives me an additional little bit of clearance, which is always better. Here's a hot tip. As an extra precaution, take your tire, slide it right under the Jeep. That way, if anything were to happen, it'll just fall right on your tire and not squish you. So, keep yourself safe. Now this back one's actually easier. So we're gonna disconnect our bottom shock mount here, disconnect our sway bar link, and that's it. And then you should be able to drop your axle. Just throw your jack underneath before you do that, otherwise it'll just fall. Nice. Okay, got those out. We're gonna do the other side, then we should be able to drop our axle. Ta-da! Okay. Well, last step here, gonna remove this little cup here, add our spacer, put this cup back on, and put everything back together. Well, I didn't want to show it because the method I used was very incorrect, but if this gives you a hint. But she's in. Same thing on the other side. It's like 1 in the morning. I just finished cleaning up. I just lifted the Jeep front side. The next video will be tomorrow morning when it looks really good in the light. The lift looks great. It was pretty easy to install, just a lot of rusty bolts. So as you can see, that lift turned out mint. And the reason I did a puck lift over a shock lift, a spring lift, or any of the other options for a lift is honestly because it was the cheapest. That kit I bought from Amazon for 60 bucks. I'll throw the link down in the description for what I got. And that's literally the cheapest I could find that was metal. They make some that are Delrin, which is a little bit less durable, and those are like 40 bucks. But I was like, I'm gonna get the metal one for $60. And it turned out great. I have the same suspension component, so it rides like stock. And at 2.5 inches, that's the max I could go without having to get both a transfer case drop or a shock relocation. So I could keep all the stock components. It still rides like normal, and it doesn't have any vibrations from the transfer case angle being off. So that's the reason I went with the 2.5 inch and why I went with the puck lift. And it works great. I can now run 33s on my Jeep. I have way better articulation, way better clearance for those 33s. And because I took the fenders off, I have a lot more clearance with that too. I will be getting some high-rise fenders just because the bare look is a little bit funny looking. But I do have plenty of clearance, so I can go on some trail rides now. But Gwen is looking sick. So I hope you guys enjoyed or learned something from this video. Stay tuned. I'm going to be working on a Honda Spree. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.